This was insane to witness as the Boston Celtics once again had another thriller in the TD Garden tonight versus the New Orleans Pelicans, and the missed three-pointers once again, some missed layups, some missed free throws late, some really careless mistakes for the Boston Celtics. They were able to pull out the victory tonight versus the New Orleans Pelicans in a big statement win to really get back on the right side of the momentum. And we're going to be breaking down all of this and more on this episode of Celtics Digest. I'm Bruce Velez, and you guys have been absolutely fantastic showing your love on the channel recently, and we really do appreciate all the support you've been giving us. So let us know down below in the comment section what your thoughts about tonight's contest was. Without further ado, let's dive into the video at hand. Make sure to grab a snack. And like I said in the introduction, this was a wild finish. We've seen the Boston Celtics give us the fair share of scary moments over the last couple years. But in tonight's contest, it was definitely a scary one as they went on and took on the New Orleans Pelicans, like I mentioned. And after losing a very heartbreaking game versus the Sacramento Kings, where they fell asleep in the fourth quarter, a lot of Celtics fans, including myself, were hoping for a bounce back win tonight. And it was definitely a statement win, a bounce back win, but a thriller for the case. We want to dive in and look at the score. Like I said, 120 to 119. It was down to the last whistle, and that is the case as we'll get into it in a little bit. The Celtics, once again, are running into these shooting woes from three-point percentage as they struggled here tonight, and they are allowing their opponents to actually be pretty solid from three-point range. As we look in tonight's contest, we saw that strike once again with the New Orleans Pelicans. But with the Celtics, with them struggling from three-point range, they've been able to dominate on the glass and been able to dominate and scoring in the paint. And they were able to out-succeed the New Orleans Pelicans in both of those categories tonight, which was very helpful in the way of they were to score and really helpful in the second quarter, where the Celtics had one of their best offensive quarters in this game. They played really, really solid in the second, cleaned it up in the fourth. First and third, we're shooting a lot of threes, weren't really going in, specifically early on that third quarter when it started up. But tonight, a lot of things were answered. A lot of people, even though Jayson Tatum gets a lot of touches, has been getting a lot of usage, a lot of fans have been asking for Jayson Tatum to start getting the ball more, to start getting more shots, to start commanding more games. And Joe Mazzulla heard, he listened, and he gave you exactly what you wanted. As Jayson Tatum went on, dropped 38 points tonight for the Celtics, 14 from 30 from the field, did struggle from three-point range, 2 for 10, but was able to get to the line, was an effective rebounder with 11 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, 1 block, and only 3 turnovers with those 38 points. And the Celtics, a lot of them missed a lot of layups. Tatum missed some late. Jrue missed some late. But Tatum got a nice finish after missing one of those fast break layups with a nice offensive rebound and a putback slam to hang and celebrate. Kristaps Porziņģis has been influential for this Celtics team. And since he's been getting into rhythm, since the Celtics have been playing through him recently, he has been really, really striking for this squad. 7 for 19 from the field tonight, 3 for 9 from three-point range. Once again, he was dominant on the boards with 11 and got 3 blocks, being a defensive beast alongside his 19. Jaylen Brown tonight once again showcased, like versus the Sacramento Kings, how he can be such an effective playmaker. And in these recent games and in this little stretch, he has been very, very fantastic in facilitating this offense, getting some of those players to work, specifically with the second unit in the versus the Pelicans early on in this game was key for Jaylen Brown. And that's how he got his modem going. He has 16 for 14 from the field, 4 for 4 from free throw, 7 assists once again for JB, alongside 8 rebounds and 16 points. Derrick White was a little quiet tonight and has been a little quiet over the stretches, but he was recently hot, so I know he'll come and go. And Jrue Holiday was very aggressive late. He's been doing a lot of things intangibly great for the Celtics. Has been, a little bit colder offensively and defensively this season, but still makes his impact plays when needed most. And tonight, desperately did that when he got an aggressive and one finish. Missed the free throw, but was very effective in that. And for the Celtics, another struggle and woe for this team has been their three-point scoring from their bench unit. And tonight, we saw that very, very well in press. Horford had some big-time threes early on and was effective late in that game on that last play on defense. Luke Cornett, even though ran into some foul trouble, was successful, and it was nice to see Peyton Pritchard, even though he was chucking some shots, 3 for 8 from the three-point range, get some comfortability back for this team. 11 points for him after some missed opportunities over the last couple games. To see him get back into that rhythm is nice, and hopefully he can build that up for the Celtics leading this second unit. Now for the Pelicans here, like I mentioned, they had a lot of guys really stand out from three-point range. Trey Murphy was absolutely unstoppable, making every basic shot for this Pelicans team. He had 30, and DeJounte Murray was on fire early on too. This Pelicans team just came to play, unfortunately, and the Celtics, I think, have just gotten kind of struck with some bad luck against some of these opponents, with their three-point percentage being absolutely insane, because the Pelicans usually don't shoot that great. They're not a great team because they've been dealing with some injuries, but having Trey Murphy, having DeJounte Murray back in this lineup was really opening them. They had 11 threes, 11 for 19 combined, just them two, with 55 points. Javonte Green was playing some solid defense back in Boston. I know he's a name alongside Daniel Tice that some Celtics fans have kept an eye on, and I would not mind if the Celtics went and brought back Javonte Green for this team. Now, like I was saying, for the Celtics, this was absolutely insane to witness them kind of go into this late game type of thing. Like I mentioned, there were some possibilities where the Celtics could have lost this game in the fourth quarter. We saw later on, Jayson Tatum get the opportunity to basically ice this game away. He missed both free throws. And earlier on, some other players had missed some free throws as well, like Jrue Holiday, and that cannot be happening with this Celtics team in the clutch. We saw it last season. We saw it in the playoffs. We've seen it roll into this season, and that's a bad habit that just needs to go away from this Celtics team. Hopefully it's something they can escape. We also saw Derrick White, unfortunately, have a little bit of a bad turnover, not paying attention. I did see a tweet from Gary Washburn that he was frustrated with that, and obviously Al Horford was cheering him up on the bench, giving him some words of affirmation, which is nice to see. I don't want to see Derrick White getting beat down like that, but obviously that was kind of tough. And then also, the Celtics were almost robbed by the refs at the end with that really bogus late call where Derrick White called the timeout. They obviously said that Derrick didn't call the timeout. I agree that we got the timeout off, but honestly, it gave the Pelicans that last opportunity. They switched in Horford. The Celtics played some very solid defense in defending the interior paint. I believe it was DeJounte Murray and Trey Murphy with those last couple shots. The Celtics were able to stop them, and then the Celtics were able to remain victorious, getting that late rebound. But like I said, this was insane to witness. Tatum going off for 38 was absolutely big. A lot of Celtics fans really want to see him keep dominating, keep getting that ball late inside of these games, take over and be that number one guy. And the fans that asked for it got their wish tonight, as he was the MVP, in my opinion, for the Celtics. But one guy to keep an eye on with this Celtics team is KP, because he is ramping up and really starting to get used to playing with this Celtics team. And I think if he can get out of this injury funk and stay healthy for the Celtics for the next 10 to 15 games, barring no injury, I think the Celtics are going to be getting on a roll, working in Kristaps Porziņģis and letting him get acclimated, going against some of these smaller teams, little weaker teams inside, and being that dominant guy in the post to take the Celtics back to that dominant force that we saw last year when they were top of the Eastern Conference. But I want to know your thoughts down below in the comment section, so let me know on your reaction to this game. Like I said, it was insane to witness. Down to the end, 120 to 119, the Celtics were able to pull out a late game thriller, in a needed late game thriller, as they obviously were embarrassed in the fourth quarter versus the Sacramento Kings when they went back home after that 3-1 road trip. But the Celtics have some nice opponents coming up in the next in this week, that they should be able to take care of, and should be able to get this win streak going. So I'm believing in this team. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Like I said, you guys have been absolutely fantastic, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Have a great rest of your night, and go Boston Celtics. Peace out, everyone.